is it?
It's time for the Kevin and Nikki show, baby. So you got about 3 seconds to get to your radio. Kev, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
Cloudy skies and the sun fades away. Think I will I make it through this day? I keep on going underneath. Can't seem to stand up on my 2 feet. The darkness closes all around and I keep screaming that I will never back down. You think you have me in the corner, but I'm a soldier pushing for the Medal of Honor. Walking through the rain, waiting for the sun to come into the skies and say my name. It's simply playing game. That so many of us are searching for that little bit of fame. Even though the hole is pulling us under, we can't get no help. It's only thunder, no love for a brother. Cry for help. It seems like the only way is to do it ourselves. Now how do we do this if there is no shine? If there is no light to say that's mine? It's a compassion and the time to say you're a rapper when you drop that rhyme. Yeah, come on, It's a compassion and the time to say you're a rapper when you drop that rhyme. Yeah, darkness falls. You wanna be something. Darkness falls. You tell me nothing. Darkness falls. I wanna get there. Yeah, I'll get there. And I'll show you don't be. Yeah, darkness falls. You wanna be something. Darkness falls. You tell me nothing. Darkness falls. I wanna get there. I gotta get there. And I'll show you don't be. Yeah, dirt after dirt, hurt after hurt, stormy days. Where does it all look? We never find out the reason. It's simply the wannabe people are feeding off our dreams, and it only seems that we are stuck in the grip of the in-betweens. Now how do we get our music out there for the hip-hop lovers that are out where? In the back? Not in the front? Well, they should be in the front for giving their true love. Not shifted in the darkness. I put that for the wannabe asses. Take a skip.
Yeah. That was dope. Yo.
Yes, it's the Kevin and Nikki show, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I'm
coming at ya.
actor-kevin-d-benton.
And I'm actress-Nikee-Warren, a.k.a. Funk Mix Master Nikki, holding it down on the 1 and 2s.
The 1, 2s, and 3s minus 1.
The 1 and 2s.
Nick over here doing it, man.
Yes.
Yes, sir. That was dope. That was dope.
Yes,
had a nice little beat to it.
Yes.
Oh, that was dope. Yeah, that's what's up. Well, yo, Nick, we back, man. We back.
We're back.
Yeah, we back, man. I look forward to just being back, like, you know, like the Terminator. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to our listeners.
Yes, sir.
Shout out
That's
to
right.
Lottie Dottie. Everybody.
Thank y'all so much, man, for tuning in every week.
Yes.
On Wednesdays at 12.
Yes.
For the Kevin and Nikki show, man, from the top, middle, and bottom of our heart.
Yes.
Thank you so much to all our listeners around the world.
People all over the world.
But yeah, man. But so, Nick, we got a lot. We always have a lot going on.
Yeah.
So with that said, it's time for the many adventures of Kevin and Nikki.
Yes.
That's what's up. So yeah, so we had a lot going on.
We did. We had a lot going on.
We had,
oh my God, it was such a busy weekend.
Yeah, we stay on the grind. Stay auditioning. Stay working hard. So
stay.
What kind of adventures you had going on?
So I had about 7 auditions.
Wow.
Okay, 7. I've already heard back and got casted for 4.
Okay.
2 I didn't get.
Okay.
And I'm waiting to hear back from 1.
That's good. That's good odds right there. To get 4 out of 7?
Yes.
You know, they normally say good odds if you get 2 or 3 out of 10.
Right.
So for you to get 4 out of 7, you did something right.
So far I got 4. I'm waiting to hear back on 1. An audition I went to on Friday.
Okay.
Where the director and her crew actually stood up.
They standing ovation.
Yeah, they stood up and they
we gotta ring the bell. We gotta ring the bell for that.
All right. Yes.
All right.
So, I've been working on my precious monologue, working on it and perfecting it in my way, in Nikki's way.
That's right.
Precious is that monologue by that piece that Monique delivered in the movie Precious.
Precious, right.
Precious played by Gabrielle Sidibe. Monique, for those of you who've never seen the movie before, it's the piece towards the end of the movie where Monique goes into the counselor's office, played by Mariah Carey. She did fabulous in that. Yep. Mariah's character is a counselor, and she wants to talk to Monique to find out why her daughter, played by Gabrielle Sidibe, has 2 children by her father.
Right.
And Monique sits in the chair and she delivers this very powerful monologue. And that's the monologue that I chose to take on.
Right. And I got to chime in here because, there's an unspoken, I don't know if I want to call it a rule, as actors and actresses, that there's certain monologues that you stay away from.
Yeah.
Monique and Precious would be one. Mm-hmm. Denzel Washington.
Yes.
Will Smith, just to name some off the top of my head. Because those monologues are so powerful that they're ingrained in our minds and in our lives, not only just as actors and actresses, but as just moviegoers.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I applaud Nikki for having the courage to even take on a monologue like that.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I know when I was playing basketball, I wanted to know where were the best players working out and how could I get there?
Yeah.
Because if you want to be the best, you not only have to beat the best, but you have to be like and be around the best.
Yes.
And so for her to take on that monologue, I mean, it was powerful because it's what makes it even more courageous and powerful is because it's the type of monologue that's on that list.
Right.
That do not use list. It's unspoken do not use list. That you're behind the 8 ball the minute you slate.
Yeah.
The minute you say your name, your phone number, and you say that title, it's kind of like people are going to be looking like, okay, now I want to see how she going to pull this off.
Yeah.
Because they're looking at you through the lens of Monique and the movie, which I don't think is fair.
Right.
And I think that as directors, give that artist a chance to do it their way and appreciate it for the way they did it.
Right.
Not looking through the lens of how Monique did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, and listen, I have had the chance to hear Nikki do this monologue on more than a few occasions. One time she did it in an audition, the director started crying.
Yeah, she did.
Another time she did it in another audition, I almost started crying. Mm-hmm. It was just that powerful. And, I remember, we were involved in a monologue slam, Who Wants to Star in the Movie?
Yes.
And one of the renowned judges said, when I hear a monologue, I want to feel. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And when Nikki does her rendition of the Monique monologue, you're definitely going to feel how she wants you to feel. Yeah. And how it come across her way. Yeah. And, say for one director to maybe not see it that way, and for these directors over here to give a standing ovation, it makes me think of that Sesame Street song.
What?
One of these kids are doing their own thing. Can you guess which one it is? That's how we play that game.
You get the bell.
Hey man, I used to watch Sesame Street, man. I grew up on Sesame Street.
You know what? You get on my nerves.
No, my peoples are from the street. They from Sesame Street. You know what I'm saying?
And Kev, to your point, it's so funny that you say that because one of the auditions that I did not get, the director said to me, she said, man, this is one of those times where I wish I had not seen the movie.
Right.
And I said, why? She said, because Monique did a phenomenal job with that. But I'm not Monique. I'm Nikki.
Right. That's right.
Okay. And I'm not going to go into an audition and do anything like Monique.
Right.
Because then you're going to say something else. I want you to do it like you.
Right.
So I went in and I did the monologue how I would do it.
Right.
I put my spin on it.
Right.
Okay. And she sort of slammed me on that because I put my spin on it.
Right. I got you.
But then on the flip side, when I went to the audition on Friday, the director and her crew, they all stood up and clapped.
And I bet you they saw it too.
And the director said, I seen that movie.
Right. I told you.
And she said, Monique did a fabulous job, and so did you.
Right.
She said, you did it fabulous. And she said, you literally brought tears to my eyes.
Right.
And it was at that time where I was looking for something. I was feeling a little down about the second audition, that I didn't get, that I really wanted.
Right.
And so when I went to the audition on Friday, I took all of those emotions, everything that I was feeling from not getting that second audition, and I threw it all in there.
Right.
And so as I'm sitting there and I'm delivering this monologue, all of that, all of those emotions, all of those feelings, all of the hurt that I was feeling from not getting that, getting cast in that film that I really wanted, it all came out.
You channel it into
it all came out.
And it speaks to an awesome point how, as actors and artists and actresses, nothing is wasted in our lives in connection to our experience, good, bad, or ugly. It can be used to create a character, to help bring out emotion. And that's pretty much what Nikki is saying. She took that pain, that sense of rejection, and channeled it to, doing it again. And it came out probably sounded like more powerful. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so
for all of them to stand up like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you needed, like you said, that reinforcement that, what? I did do well. I can do this. Yeah. But once again, it takes a lot of courage to look on that do not use list of monologues and say, I'm going to do it. Because like I said, when I was playing basketball, I wanted to know where were the best players. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to test your abilities up against the best. Right. And that's what you're doing. But you're doing it your way with your style, your flavor. Yeah. But it also speaks to another point, to never let one negative review or opinion of you define you. Yeah. Because if you don't get cast over here, somebody gonna cast you over there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Somebody's gonna see the value, the worth, and what you're bringing to the table. It might just be that it just wasn't a good fit over here. Yeah. And then the other point too is anytime you're dealing with human fallibility, human imperfection, where our critique is based on how someone else sees us. Right. We're not only dealing with their perception, we're dealing with whatever's in their heart. And this heart can be a very, very interesting muscle in terms of the various different envies and jealousies and biases and prejudices that, can clog our hearts up and skew our perception. Yes. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. So we talk about it all the time, Nick. Our preparation is going to aid our effort. We want to make sure we did our jaw exercises. We know our lines. If you need to dress in wardrobe going into that particular audition, you do all those things. You stand up there, you slate, you give it your best, and then it's out of your hands. We do what's in our control, and you let the chips fall where they may. Yes. But all the while, keeping in mind that one negative review is not going to define me. Yeah, and you know, to your point, Glenn Close, phenomenal actress. That's right. Okay, she said when she first started out, she started out in New York, and she took the train down to her very first audition. And she said the comments that the director made to her made her feel so bad that she walked out and she threw her resume in the trash. And she said she took a few steps, she stopped, turned around, and she went back and got it. Right. Now, someone who was in that audition saw her, walked up behind her and said to her, don't you ever let what one person say to you stop you from fulfilling your dreams. And now she is a multi-award-winning, Oscar award-winning actress. One of the best in the world. Yes. Yep. And that just reinforces the point. You know what I mean? And that's why it's just so important for us to be secure in our talent, secure in our ability, while all the while we're continuing to perfect our character. Yes. But if you ever get in a situation where you have allowed inhuman weakness for another person to define you, sometimes you got to look at your memorials. You got to look at your resume. You got to look at your awards. Nikki's been nominated Best Actress for Faith vs. Mountain. Nobody gave that to her. She earned that. She's been nominated for Best Film Actress for the Spiral Awards.
Yeah.
Somebody else nominated her for that. You know what I'm saying? She didn't nominate herself. So when you go into those auditions for the ones you don't get, where someone might have said some things that make you feel like, you really need to try another craft.
Yeah.
You got to start looking at your awards sometimes.
Yeah.
Looking at your memorials.
Yeah.
I had one of my college coaches, man, was always trying to tell me that I wasn't good enough. You're not fast enough. You're not big enough. You're not strong enough.
Yeah. And
I had to start thinking back. Wait a minute. I averaged 30 points a game in high school.
Yes.
I was player of the year.
Yes.
My senior year in high school over some NBA players, including Aaron McKee, former 76ers, who's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And Rasheed Wallace, two-time NBA champion, who's also a friend of mine.
Yeah.
So sometimes in order to maintain my confidence, I had to think back to my achievements and say, no, I'm not receiving the negativity that you're feeding me right now. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
and shout out to you because you were nominated for the Spiral Awards as well. So you get the bell.
I get the bell too. Oh!
You get the bell.
Yeah.
And also Emergency Landing, Best Actor in Emergency Landing. Shout out to you on that.
Thanks,
another
man.
bell.
I get the bell twice. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we're over here.
Yeah, we
over
working,
here
man.
doing
We
our
grinding.
thing.
Yeah, we working. We grinding.
Yeah,
and but we understand that the rejection is part of the business.
Yeah, it was a hurt piece, but
and we all go through
I gotta keep it moving.
Yeah, we gotta keep it moving.
Gotta keep it moving.
You gotta keep it moving
because there, like you said, if I don't get cast over here, I'm going to get cast over there.
It's more roles waiting for you.
More roles waiting. So that's all right.
That's it. And we got to keep it moving. That's what we've been doing. Continuing to submit, apply.
Yes.
Continue to go over our lines.
Yeah.
And that's it, man. It's all good. You know what I mean? It's part of the journey.
Yeah.
I have felt that way before as well.
Yeah.
And you just become grateful for your life experience, your education, your spiritual background, good friends and family who are around you to encourage and inspire you, to tell you, hey, look, keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
It's great, man.
Come on, tell us what you got.
I got cast for a feature film called Pride.
Yes.
And looking forward to that, man. I'm going to play James Pride, who's a drug lord.
Yeah.
And he's kind of ruthless too, man. VC.
Yeah.
That's our Ice Cube rendition.
That's our Ice Cube.
Yeah, Mac 10. My friend.
You better stop it.
Mac 10 is my friend.
You better stop. Come on, tell us about this movie.
So it's a feature film, man, and I'm going to play James Pride, one of the leads, and I play like a ruthless drug boss who's got my son working for him, and in the movie, everybody just trying to do all this crazy stuff.
Dude, you got your son
I can't go into it. I can't go deep into it, but it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. But I'm looking forward to this role because I have to play like a ruthless person, which is diametrically opposed to who I am in real life. And so it's going to stretch me as an actor. And so I'm looking forward to being that guy that's just not hesitant to pull out his gun and ready
to bust a cap.
Yeah, to just start.
Bust a cap.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, hold up now. You got that down a little too packed.
I did.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to talk to your father.
Yeah, all right.
I'm gonna have to call your father.
Well, I'm an actor. You know what I'm saying?
You're a little bit too happy.
I'm an actor, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You're a little bit too happy for this role. I'm going to have to call your father.
Well, we get to pretend. That's one thing we get to do. We get to pretend and make up characters and become characters.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch you.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that, man. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
To just kind of see, because you know how it is. Like we've played the traditional roles, the dad, the detective, the mom, police officer, the judge, the lawyer,
girlfriend, all that.
Yeah, it's good to play something that's going to
stretch it, break it. You don't want to be typecast,
right,
just for those roles. So we trying to stretch it, get away from that a little bit, and bring on those roles that's going to show our range, variety of characters that we can play,
right. And we talk about this too. There's certain actors who, when you look at all their movies, they're pretty much the same character.
Yeah.
And it's not knocking. I'm not taking any shots, because if that works for you and gets you paid and keeps you working, then you stick with it. What they say, if the wagon ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, that's
so you
true.
got like an actor like Stan from Martin, Two Broke Girls,
right,
and the Jamie Foxx show. He's pretty much the same character.
Yeah.
You know, then you have Kevin James, who King of Queens.
Yeah, Kevin Can't Wait.
And what was the name of that movie? Him, Chris Rock.
Hitch.
Oh, Hitch. Yeah, him, Chris Rock, Selma Hayek, when they went on this camping trip. But it was that movie. He's pretty much the same character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if it works for you and keeps you working and keeps you paid, then you stick with it.
Yeah.
But you and I talk about it like we prefer to be that range character or actor. You know what I mean? So you don't get typecast.
I do not want to be typecast. You heard it here first. Nikki do stunts. I jump off of buildings, trees, climb trees, that shoot. You know, theatrical weapons.
That's right. We got theatrical weapons training.
Theatrical weapons training. Martial arts.
Martial arts.
All of that.
We do it all.
Swords.
Yes,
you want to put me up in the fight scene? Holla at your girl.
Wait. You ain't tell me you did swords.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. You had to show me that sword, John, so I can put that on my resume.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the theatrical weapons training, stunts. All of that stuff.
All of that. You know,
karate. I got a karate background.
There you go. Trying to do it all.
Absolutely.
We don't want to be.
We don't want to
be able to be used in everything, not just one type of film only.
Right.
Well,
yeah. All right. So
that was a lot.
That was a lot.
We've been busy.
Man, we've been busy.
Stay busy though.
Right. But we stay busy. But we threw out a lot of nuggets in there that could encourage and inspire.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Somebody out there that might have didn't get that audition, might have been a little bit down. Hey, your next one's waiting for you. Keep going.
Keep it moving.
You are awesome actor and actress. Yes. And that one audition that you didn't get does not define your whole career.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Because out of 7, I walked away with 4, and I'm waiting on the 5th one. So keep it moving.
That's good ratio, right there.
Keep it moving. That's good right there. I still made out good. Although I was going for all 7, but it's all right.
It's all good.
It's all right.
You got good percentage.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna take a break,
and when we come
back, we got a special guest.
Yes,
we got a special guest, and he's all the way from Sydney, Australia for beer.
Good eye, mate. What is it? How about another shrimp on the bar?
Australian for beer. Yeah.
You know what?
He's all the way from Australia.
You get on my nerves.
And we're going to introduce you to him when we come back.
It's the Kevin and Nikki Show on iHeartRadio. Drop it like it's hot.
We're going to take you down to the streets where a highly volatile situation is unfolding. Yo, check it, Mugzy. Can you check in? Superheroes, we are to be. Superheroes, from beneath. Yeah, superheroes, we have the power. Superheroes, coming together in the hour. Superheroes, we are to be. Superheroes, from beneath. Yeah, superheroes, we have the power. Superheroes, coming together in the hour. Mugzy on the mic, you see the M in the sky. Why? A new superhero born to try. It was a gift that was given to me beneath. Just to preach the word for a bit of peace. At least because the world is hating one another, not rising above, so I'm your savior. Just a brave ya of a superhero. Before you reach the top, we'll go ground zero. Take it into the darkness like Batman. This is a fact, yeah, but I got your back, man. As a team, like the Avengers assemble. Rise like an Egyptian through the temple. Good or bad, hero or villain, don't be stealing somebody's only vision, cause it's who they are. Yeah, another rolling star, and they want to achieve their dreams by far. Come on, superheroes, we are to be. Superheroes, from beneath. Yeah, superheroes, we have the power. Superheroes, coming together in the hour. Superheroes, we are to be. Superheroes, from beneath. Yeah, superheroes, we have the power. Superheroes, coming together in the hour. I don't need to wear a mask or a cape. It's just me, Mugzy, be myself on the plate. Oh wait, the world is having its fate. Dealing whack MCs that can't bring the taste. Take it into the comic book world we go.
Cause Stan Lee stopped me, no, I'm out of control, because I'm on my roll, feeling free like Spider-Man does when he goes up and down the wall. My town feels dreaded, like Gotham City, maybe because there's not enough rappers who are witty to make it in this industry. I'm all alone, like Batman as a kid felt in the crime alley zone, yeah. Crime alley zone, come on, yeah. Superheroes, we are to be superheroes from beneath, yeah, superheroes. We have the power, superheroes coming together in the hour, superheroes. We are to be superheroes from beneath, yeah, superheroes. We have the power, superheroes coming together in the hour. To me, I reckon us rappers are like superheroes. When we get to the top, we're like the Tony Starks, who are the big dealios, which are living the life in the luxury. Yeah, that's enough for me. But if I had that, I would give back, just like Tupac, who was a black Captain America, a sacrificer and a savior. To all us rappers will be waiting for ya up in the heavens, which makes you into the legends. Don't go under in the depths of hell. Do the bells if you don't succeed. Just stand up on your 2 feet like a hero, knowing what you complete. Yeah, what you complete.
You heard it here first. Tunes up in G-Funk FM, where you get the latest news, the latest hip-hop happening. Remember it, check it.
Yo.
All right, we are back. And now it's time for our special guest.
All the way
from Sydney, Australia. My main man now. He on the Kevin-Nikee show, so he my main man, 50 grand, pots and pan, Mugzy, a.k.a. Reyne Brady. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, what up, man? How's the past looking? Because I'm 16 hours in front, man. So you're kind of connecting through the future, man. Time travel, man.
That's right, man. You into the next day already. You 16 hours ahead of us, man.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's 12 p.m. right now. One more hour, and then we'll be in the afternoon, man. So it's crazy. But I was listening into the show, and you were saying some awesome topics. Like, you know, you took me back to Motown in a way of like Prince and like Michael Jackson and everything. You know, so that's like one of my best performances I've seen of him, man. When he does the moonwalk for the first time, it always sends chills down my spine, man. Like, that guy was just the man. So I'll just give my little taste right there for you guys. Yeah,
I know that. Gotta love Michael Jackson. Well, look, man. Look, let's jump right onto this interview, man. You know, listen. Go ahead.
So, Mugzy, tell us a little bit about your background, your musical background. How did you get started in music?
Yeah, so, you know, I was born in the 90s of 91, and halfway through that, it's quite funny you say that because my brother, who's 2 years younger than me, this is when a lot of the CDs came into it, and like we didn't really have tapes anymore, and, you know, you'd always burn your favorite artists. Remember how you'd put like a CD into it, and then like you put the actual CD and like burn it and like, you know, bootleg it. So, you know, my brother came home like with like all these like artists like, you know, Eminem and Busta Rhymes and even the likes of Bow Wow and stuff. And then, you know, because it had the parental advisory on it, you know, would have to sneak as young kids, sneak behind my parents' back, because if she found out, you know, we'd be listening to that kind of influence music, you know, should whip our ass kind of thing. So, you know, we had to like keep it on the down low. But then fast forward to when I was 14, so early days of high school, you know, the 90s was the golden era, but I still, like, me personally, I still think that the early thousands was just on point with their marketing. Like, you had, you know, 50 Cent come out, and, you know, like you had like the Dirty South and all that kind of thing. And the early thousands was just, hip hop was just everywhere. It was in movies, video games, clothing, just, you know. And as a 14-year-old in high school, because I hated high school, man. I sucked at the work. I didn't want to do it, you know, and that kind of thing. And I thought, why not just try this hip hop road, and why not be like those guys and embrace myself into that culture that looks so like, you know, just so cool in a way. So I dropped down rhymes, but I knew if I wanted to progress as an artist, I'd have to write full songs, you know, chorus, lyrics, verses, and then did a demo, sent it around, did a few local gigs and that kind of thing. And it was kind of like that little local celebrity buzz that people know you for your craft. Like, oh, you know, like you know, Reyne, he's doing hip hop now. We'll ride with him and that. And ever since then, man, from 14, I'm 27 now, so that's like 13 years I've been doing hip hop, and you know, got myself on incredible things through music. And like, I overheard you guys talking about acting as well. It's led me to acting gigs as well. So it's been an incredible journey, man. So yeah, that's kind of like my origin story per se.
That's great. That's great, man. That's great.
So did you know, you got a really good musical background. Did you play any instruments or anything like that?
I tried to pick up a guitar at one point when I was very young, but I just couldn't get the rhythm of it, and then I left music all in general when I was younger, and like, you know, I wasn't fascinated by it, was just not even incorporated into it. And then when I hit my teenage era, it just somehow, the creative arts, whether it be music, acting, drawing, like, you know, even the likes of painting, it just overwhelmed me. And, you know, I just wanted to get sucked into this quote unquote arts and entertainment. And then hip hop was just a platform of getting out of there. So, you know, recently, I've learned how to, you know, use the DJ and, like, you know, scratching it, because I've always been invested in that kind of side of the hip hop. But, with drums or, you know, guitars and all that other instruments, I've never been, sat down and took the time to do it, but I've always wanted to learn drums, so that'll probably be the next step in my journey.
I got you. Now, who would you say you would maybe compare, you know, your rap style to? I know when I was playing basketball, I was compared to like a Scottie Pippen or Penny Hardaway, you know what I mean, in terms of the way I played, you know, in comparison to them. Who would you compare your rap style to, in terms of maybe perhaps being your idol or somebody who you kind of glean from?
It's funny you say Scottie Pippen, man. I thought you would have said Allen Iverson, man. You know,
I love Allen Iverson.
Man, like, I know it sounds cliche because, like, you know, I'm a white boy myself, but it would obviously have to be, my main influence was Eminem, of course. You know, like, yeah, like, we obviously had white artists before him, like, you know, R.A., the Rugged Man, and MC Serch from Third Base and the Beastie Boys. Right. Even the likes of Vanilla Ice, man. But you know, I don't think they had much of an impact on the culture as what M did. And you know, just being at that age, I think it was his raw grittiness style and just like anger that you know, pushed me towards him. And you know, starting off when I was young, I wanted to use his wordplay, which, like, you know, was like his Marshall Mathers LP, twisted kind of lyrics, but I thought that's nothing like me. I'm not that kind of person, so he can be kind of like an influence. But then when I started learning more about the culture and like different writing techniques and different elements and music styles, I suppose my influences with voice progression, wordplay and stuff was very, it would probably be a kind of Lloyd Banks, Joe Budden kind of style. So yeah, very smooth, but also lyricism in there too. So yeah, probably Lloyd Banks. You know, so if I ever get to meeting that'd be pretty dope.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a big fan of Third Base, MC Serch, man. Step into the AM, you know. So yeah, man. Of course, yeah, definitely, most definitely. And of course, you know, Eminem is one of the pioneers of hip hop. You know, who was one of the guys that took it to another level. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, Mugzy. When you are performing, do you write all of your own lyrics?
Yeah, I actually do. You know, I don't have any ghostwriters or nothing like that. How I do it, most artists can write to a beat. And some artists write with no beat. But what I do is, it's crazy how I do it, because I focus on the title, whether it be, like Understand Me, and I put all my time and energy into that title, like, and think of topics on that title, which would be like, look, we're all different in this world, and, you know, just because I do hip-hop doesn't mean I'm a thug or nothing like that. It's just I love this culture, so it's not like I'm going to be judged by it, and then it floods naturally. And then when I go to the studio, my producer, Pablo, he'll be like, all right, what beat do you want to this? Or he'll look at the lyrics and be like, all right, I know exactly what that is. It's kind of like a moody kind of track, but inspirational track, and he'll probably pull up like, I don't know, Tupac Changes, and then we'll incorporate that sort of style into our own, and then it's all just about puzzling the words into the beat. So, yeah, it's kind of like a blueprint at first, but then a masterpiece afterward, and I think I'm the first artist to ever do that, so it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny that you mentioned ghostwriting, because we had an artist on our show last week, Rel Jerv. He was on the new Fox 29 show called The Four, and we were talking about ghostwriting with him. And, you know, a lot of, I don't know if you heard, but a lot of well-known artists in the rap industry have ghostwriters, and we were talking about how ghostwriting back in the day, people wrote their own lyrics. Now we got people writing lyrics for us. How do you feel about ghostwriting as a rapper? How do you feel about that?
I feel like, you know, it's kind of each to their own, but, you know, hip-hop was obviously built on, you know, expressing a message and lyricism, so it's kind of like if you see a rapper walk into the game and then they're like, you know, they could be an incredible performer, but, like, you know, if they say, I'm a lyricist, it's like, well, no, you're really not a lyricist because you've got someone writing it for you, like, thinking these thoughts, which, you know, like, yeah, so it's kind of like, that's a big, you know, that's a big picture to me of, you know, because my influences all wrote their stuff, or I appreciate pioneers who wrote it, like, you know, like the mindset of like Rakim or something is just, you know, that's a lyricist right there compared to like, I'm going to take a pinch out of the new school, but like Drake, like, doesn't write his own stuff, and you kind of see the elements and the iconicness of the two. Like, you know, he's probably got more album sales and more stuff than Rakim, but I like put 20 years ahead, and people will still recognize Rakim compared to Drake, and I think it all comes under lyricism. And yeah. So that's kind of how I look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right on point. I mean, because like you said, even this generation have heard of Follow the Leader, you know, and Rakim was truly a lyricist. And most of the rappers, you know, from that 90s era, which you call the golden era, they were lyricists. Mm-hmm. They wrote their own rhymes, and they used their rap music, like kind of what we talked about earlier, to be a voice about something, some kind of issue. What do you use your rap music to voice about in terms of issues, whether it be the community or life, and so forth and so on?
Yeah, well, that's exactly right, man. My era, 90s, was obviously about using your music as a craft to give back to the community and like spread a message to the world. And I've kind of taken that from day one, and I feel like, man, my lyrics go kind of to the teenagers that don't really have nothing, because when I was a young teenager, you know, I felt like the world was kind of against me, because it was kind of like I went through that whole depression phase of just, I wanted to make something of myself, but I didn't know how to go about it before hip-hop came into it. And everyone was like, man, you're failing at school, you know, and, you know, you're not going to get a job after this, and all this kind of stuff, like, because, you know, high school education and that. And at that age, you kind of sink into like a dark hole of depression, and it kind of contemplated me to not sound drastic enough, but like suicide, which was bad. And that's when hip-hop came in. So, when I look at the kids now, you know, that's why I do a lot of youth work programs as well. When I look at the kids now who are going through that, I kind of reach out to them because I know the pain that they're going through, and it's kind of like I can get on their level again, but also figure out what's something that could get you out of this spiral. With me, it was hip hop. What's something with you? And some of them be like, I like acting, or I like this. And it's crazy because it always comes down to art that takes them out of, like, makes them have a better life. And it's just, that's the power of music. So my music is kind of just a voice for, you know, those teenagers. It's like, you know, you can have those fun tracks and stuff to get, you know, like people up in the club, but if that's your whole catalog, you know, I don't understand it. Like, you have the power to make a message in this world. Like, why don't you use it when you come into hip hop? You know, that's where it's turned into now.
Right. Man, that was very, very powerful, man. Because, you know, I talked about during the segment of the show called Kevin's Corner before, how sometimes our pain will make us do one of a few things. Our pain will say, well, the world caused me pain and didn't nobody help me, so I'm going to cause others pain and I'm not going to help nobody. Or conversely, like in your situation, the pain that you were going through, your pain can make you say, I don't ever want someone to feel like this, or I'm going to do what I can to alleviate it. And so, yes, you have a lot of teenagers who are struggling with identity, struggling with their future, not knowing what direction they're going to go. And I think we all did that to some degree. And you're using hip-hop, you're using your music, you're using your experience to kind of serve as a person who can give them guidance and direction to say, hey, if this hip-hop thing is your dream, goal, or aspiration, this is a way out. And like you said, maybe acting or basketball, and therefore, you know, you're imputing dreams in people, you know, and I think that's great how, you know, you view your music, and not only just your music, but your platform as a means to help and change and make the world better.
Right.
Yeah, like, I appreciate it, guys. That, like, of the compliment. It's just, it's about the culture, man. I love it. Live and breathe it every day, man. So it's beautiful, man. If it wasn't, I always say, if it wasn't here, man, I don't know where I'd be. So I'm thankful that, you know, this culture was built in the 70s, man. And when I was in the 90s, it was just, man, like, I can't ask for more. That's all I can say, man. Yeah.
I got you, man. Well, listen, I listened to your songs, and I thought they were dope. I don't want to really pick one song over the other because there were so many, but I got to ask you about that Superheroes song. It had the NFL beat, you know, and what inspired you to write that one?
Yeah, man. So, like, a lot of people that listen to that song, that they always come up to me and say, well, like, why are you rapping about, you know, superheroes for comic book characters? And I'm like, it's not about that at all. I use them as a metaphor in the song. But, like, when you go out and see these, you know, Marvel or DC movies, like your Supermans and stuff, if you ever look, especially at the new Superman film, you ever look that, you know, he was like a god. Like, he had this power that, you know, just changed the world and that. And he just, like, when he died, people were just in disbelief and that kind of thing. And I feel like as a musician or, you know, an actor, like, you look at these greats, like, for example, like Tupac in a way, and he was just a man, but, like, to the average eye, he was just a man, but to, like, the entertainment and the arts or even the hip hop community, he was a god. And I feel like when we make art, we're giving that, we've got this power to change the world through like our lyrics and our message, and that's kind of like our superhero power. We are kind of like superheroes in a way because we have the power to change, you know, like a message through the world, and I feel like that's what these icon guys have done. And that's just how I look at it. So it's not, you know, comic book superheroes. It's like we are superheroes. Well, of the elements that we can change through. So yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Now, do you perform in different concerts in Australia?
Yeah, I you know, like when my second album, Understand Me, came out in 2013, I was doing, well, I pretty much did a whole lot of gigs, but then I felt as an artist there's more avenues out there besides music, and I kind of put the gigs on hold for a bit and started dwelling into the acting game, because I felt that if I've got music and acting behind me, it's kind of like he's like a melting pot. He's got like the whole the whole package instead of just one avenue. And, it built more connection, and it was kind of like looked more good on my resume. So, not my resume, but my career. And, from 2013 till now, it kind of gave me like a ton of work, which pulled me away from the music for a bit. And then my fans were like, we need to hear more stuff. And I was like, oh my God, like I totally forgot, because I've been in front of a camera for so long that it's like, like like the Australian Mark Wahlberg style, like Marky Mark, and now he's like Mark Wahlberg. Like hopefully this year, I'm going to write another album, and, I'm actually writing another album, so hopefully record it this year and release more material, because I love performing in front of a camera, but it doesn't beat the adrenaline high of performing in front of crowds and that. And, so more gigs will be coming this year for sure.
Now, we out here, we have shows like American Idol. We now have this show called The Four, where artists, musical artists can go on TV, showcase their talent to try and get, a record deal. What type of show you guys have in Australia to help artists such as yourself get up there?
Yeah, we've got similar shows. We've got one called The Voice, X Factor, but in my position, I can't audition for those shows because they're not original material shows. They cover songs that you do someone else's material, and I feel that as myself as an artist, and especially within hip hop, I'm like, it's just not my nature to go up there and perform an Eminem track, or perform like a 50 track. It just has to be my original material, because like we've already heard the original material. Like me personally, it kind of shows that if you're performing someone else's craft just to get a record deal, it shows that, like, do you have any craft of your own? Like, have you written your own material? Like, what style are you? And that's where, like, with hip hop, it doesn't make, like we don't do that. But, we had Australia's Got Talent, for like a few years, and I remember I auditioned for it. But, they pushed back my application. They said, they didn't want to audition me, which I was shocked about, because I've done so much. And, like I was a bit down about it, because I was thinking, man, like, because the previous year before that, a rapper guy got up, and I think he came second, and second in the finals, and he's on to doing great things. So I thought, like, I've done so much, this could be like another platform, and they pushed me back, and I was like, just keep trying, just pick yourself up and keep trying. So I'm waiting for the next audition process to come through. So we do have we do have talent shows over here. Yeah.
Wow.
Back in the 90s, when a person was kind of taken from another rapper, we call it you biting.
Yes.
And that was very bad. Yeah, right. That was frowned upon, in hip hop, and that back in the 90s, that caused for a lot of battle rapping. When somebody was taking somebody else's lyrics and beats and things like that, and then they would make an album, and then the other person would make a comeback album. Yeah. Have you ever gotten into any battle rapping, by any chance?
Yeah.
Like 106 and Park style? Nah, man. Like the battle rap scene is huge here in Australia, man. Like there's a lot of rappers that get into it, but me personally, I don't know, man. For me, it's kind of like, I know it's kind of like a sport where, you've got a minute to say your piece with this guy and the other guy's got that. But I feel if someone was like insulting me on like my craft, it's just, I can't take that criticism like lightly. It's not like I'm going to get into a fight, man. It's more just like, man, I feel so on edge, because it's like I love respecting everybody, but if it's like just bringing me down for like just a battle, even though it's like, at the end we become friends after, it's just that moment in the moment of like just being insulted, I couldn't do it.
Right.
It's not my nature, man. And like we get pretty rough over here, man. We don't take like small insults, man. I've seen battles where they just take it way too far, and it just get like wilds out over here. Like, I'm not saying any names or what they've said, but if you paint the picture, like sometimes it would just go way overboard, or they'll say something that was just crossing the line, and it'll just wild out. So it's like, yeah, it's a hefty road, but I've never considered it, man. Maybe if later on, but I doubt it for now, man. It's just too much.
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you, man.
So you must be good in freestyle then.
Freestyle? Yeah, I'm more better at writing, but I'm alright at freestyle. Yeah.
Okay, so you want to battle? Like,
Nikki, you do not want to challenge this man. He is a professional. Do not go there. I'm trying to save you.
All right. I'm not
right.
going to do it.
Jump off the ship now.
I'm not going to. All right, I'm going to leave him alone.
All right, okay. Look, hey, Mugzy, I had to save her, man. You know what I mean?
Had to save people, had to save him.
Oh! See, he just sat here and told me he did not want to insult people and get involved in that, and you just going to try to save him.
I'm going to leave him alone. I'm going to leave him alone. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. But, that's great stuff, man. Because that's great stuff, man, because, it's like, well, definitely, I mean, hey, look, now that you're on the Kevin and Nikki show, you family, so we're not trying to start a USA, Australia, rap battle war. Yeah, but see, Nikki won't quit. Nikki won't quit.
Man,
but yeah, you're right, man. You're so right, because I remember like back in the 90s, it was about who could throw the best party, who had the best DJ, and they kept like, if it was a battle rap, it was about who was the best MC. Yeah. Like they wasn't talking about people's mothers and family members and stuff like that. It was about who could rock a rhyme the best, who could rock the mic the best. Yeah. And like you said, man, we've kind of gotten away from that, and it's battle rapping is tainted, and even in hip hop, it could be dangerous.
It can.
It can end up being something dangerous.
Yeah. So he touched on the right note that it can be dangerous.
Yeah, it can be dangerous.
You got to be careful. You can't battle everybody.
Right.
You can battle me though. I'm just saying.
See, she's still picking with you, man. She's still picking with you.
He touched on it.
He is. Yeah.
It used to be fun back in the day. Now it's not fun.
It's not fun. You got to be fair for your life now. You say something in an album about somebody, or you could say something that has nothing to do with anybody, and they interpret that way, and now they're striking back and things like that, man. But that's great, man. But look, Mugzy, man, you definitely are a superhero. You're out here rapping, rhyming. You're doing your acting thing. You're helping kids. They're helping kids find their identity and say, hey, here's one way out. Yeah. That you can maybe turn to rapping and rhyming if that's what you can do, and stick to your dreams, goals, aspirations, and your passions. And I want to say continued success to you, man. We're going to continue to follow you.
Yes.
And, you ever need our help and support in terms of putting your music out there or, blasting your stuff out, hey, let us know over here in the USA, man. And we'll promote your stuff over here and stuff like that, man. So
yeah, awesome. So put your social media out there and tell our listeners where they can find you and follow the music.
Yeah, how to put your Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, anything you want to put out there, how they can listen to your music, download it. This is your time.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys, once again for, obviously doing this interview with me. You have another supporter and a fan and, like, a family here in Australia, man. So thank you so much. And the main platform that they can find me at is Facebook. If they just type in Mugzy, Mugzy. But over here in Australia, it's Mugzy. I know the origin behind the Z. But if they just type in that, it's got my band profile attached, YouTube, Twitter, so they don't have to type it in individually. So if they just go to that, that's where you can keep up to updates with albums and interviews like this. And if you're an upcoming artist as well, and want someone to check out your work or even just give you feedback and stuff, hit me up, because I pretty much get back to everyone, take my time out to like try and listen to everyone as possible. So just hit me up and support my movement. So that's all I can ask for sure.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Well, listen, man, you're 16 hours in front of us. Hey, continued success to you, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah.
And we definitely going to have you back. We definitely want to have you back to talk a little bit more about acting. And, yeah, man. Hey, you got family over here in the U.S. now.
Yes. We definitely want to have you back to the battle.
See, Nikki still talking about that battle. See, Nikki still talking about that battle. I'm trying to help her, man. She don't want to battle you. I'm telling you.
It's kind of like Rocky and Apollo Creed in a way. So, like, hopefully we can
That's right. That's what's up. Yeah, but look, we're going to end on that one, man. Look, thanks so much for coming on the show, man. Continued success to you. And please keep in touch. I know we'll definitely be in touch by Facebook. And keep in touch.
Yeah, most definitely, guys. Thanks so much, and enjoy the rest of your night. And I'm going to get some coffee. So later, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Take care now.
Take care. Bye. That was awesome. That was an awesome interview.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
We was about to do that.
I was trying.
Listen, I'm all queued up and ready. I'm queued up and ready to go. I'm just saying.
Nikki, he's a professional rapper. If you was ready to freestyle?
I was ready.
All right, well, freestyle right now.
Right? I'm not going to do it.
Oh, man. See, that's exactly what it would happen. You know what I'm saying? No, but that was a great. I mean, he hit on a lot of key points that's going on in hip hop.
He did, and the crazy part is that it's going on in Australia.
It's going on in Australia.
That's the crazy part, where the rap battle, how it can become
get out of hand.
You know, it's the same thing over here.
Yeah.
You know, that's awesome.
Yeah. Because I remember watching a documentary about the Tupac Biggie thing, and I remember Dr. Dre. When they interviewed Dr. Dre, he was like, he said, this needs to stop because this is going to get dangerous and nobody from the East Coast is going to be able to come to the West Coast. So, that's when it's gone too far, man. It's one love. It's the hip hop culture. Everybody's an artist in their own right that can be appreciated for their talent and ability. You understand that battles are part of it, but let's keep it in context. Where lives are not going to be lost and people are going to be deeply and greatly insulted in areas that we should not touch on. Yeah. But hip-hop, life needs hip-hop. Yeah, it's a culture.
Life needs music, period.
Yeah.
Our children need to learn how to play instruments.
Right.
Music is like therapy.
Right.
It's like therapy. We hear all the time how singers say when they're going through, they sing to get through it.
Right.
Rappers rap to get through it.
Right.
Or back in the day, our parents would put on a good song to get through it.
Right.
That's
what church music was all about.
Yes, we need music. Our children need music.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we need to get back to that. They've taken music out of the schools. They're saying that the instruments cost too much.
Right.
Please, back in the day, they would go get some wood and they would make, what's that thing, the pipe thing? The flute or whatever.
Right.
Come on, we use the pots and pans. Beat on those.
Right.
We need to teach our children music.
Right. Yeah.
We need to teach them.
Definitely.
And music
is part of the art.
It's part of the art. Yeah.
And the thing about it too that we have to keep in mind is that it's entertainment.
It is.
It's entertainment. And
entertainment and it's therapy.
Yeah. It's I'm talking about like what you're saying is true as far as the music being therapeutic and things like that. Well, not all the music is therapeutic.
Not all the music. Man.
Because remember,
some of it is.
Because some of the music makes you want to fight. Like how come when you hear a heartbeat, like it makes you want to start shadowbox or just why doesn't it make you want to hug somebody? What is it about like some of the hardcore rap beats that make you just want to start fighting?
I don't know. Maybe we should call Dr. Dre on too. Maybe we should have him on the show and ask him.
We would love to have the doctor on the show.
Dre on the show and ask him, like, Dre, why does the music make you want to beat up somebody?
Yeah. But Dre be making them beats. He is the master making them beats. Yeah, it's great. But it's entertainment, man. And one thing I love about, the interview was he talked about how he was using his platform to help kids who might have struggled with the same struggle in terms of identity and what am I going to do with my life and, things like that. And he's saying, hey, this is one way out.
One way out.
You know what I mean? And of course, we're going to say, hey, get your education. Yeah. You always want to do that.
Yeah.
And, maybe college isn't for everything, but you can learn a trade.
Yeah.
Somebody will always need some plumbing. Somebody will always need some carpentry done or some kind of electrical work done. But get your education. Get your GED. Get your high school diploma. Get your college degree. And, hey, if that rap thing is your thing,
finish high school.
That's it.
Finish high school.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's where doors start to open up. You need a high school diploma.
At a minimum.
You cannot
at a minimum.
You can go and, go back and get your GED, but if you are in a position to finish.
And if you can go to college and it's for you, go to college.
Exactly.
Get your degree.
Yes.
But if that rap thing is your goal, dream, aspiration, I say go for it.
Yeah.
I say go for it.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, I know a lot of kids in Philly, they have that same dream and aspiration. I tell them, get your education because I remember Beanie Siegel came to speak to a group of kids in Philly. Judge Mathis was there as well. I had a chance to meet him and get his autograph. And one of the things that Beanie Siegel said was he was telling the kids to get their education because if you get a contract, you're going to have to know how to read it so you don't get your money stolen.
Exactly.
So you can rap, but you cannot read.
How about that?
You're going to have a hard time.
Yep.
You're going to have a hard time.
A very hard time.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff, man.
Very good
Nick,
stuff.
all the way from Australia?
All the way from Sydney.
Sydney, Australia.
Australia.
My man.
Yes.
Mugzy. Brady. Hit him up, man. Follow him on Facebook. His music is dope.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to take a break.
And what we got?
And when we come back,
with Bob and Nikki,
you know
we going to find out with Bob and Nikki.
Yes. It's the Kevin-Nikee-show on iHeartRadio.
And so much more. We'll be right back.
On the hip-hop music, just breathing that air for something to use it. It's amazing how these people look at you different, because you're not the same, man, it's just so infant. What do you want me to be, just like you? Nah, 1 + 1 for me doesn't equal 2. How is it when this world works? But these people don't pull you in, so all it does is hurt. No respect and no love, there will never be a change when these people will all rise above. It's a democracy, so approximately my rage will burst out, and all you have to do is just stop with me. Increase the peace at least for once, so we can breathe without all. Getting teased, cause right now we are all crying in the rain, ripping our hair out, going insane, yeah.
You don't understand me.
You don't understand me.
But if the feeling was right, you might comprehend me.
Comprehend me, yeah, come on.
You don't understand me.
You don't understand me.
But if the feeling was right, you might comprehend me.
Now I'm gonna be talking about myself, a lonely wolf, and you're all the wealth. Pointing the finger is like pulling a trigger, blow my brains out. When you call me wigger, you go bigger. F you to the boots, you see the baggy jeans and chains to label me like I'm some kind of Barney C. Why? Because my skin is white and not black. It's the love of hip-hop, not to be labeled as that. It's a disappointment for your enjoyment as a joke. I feel like grabbing my hands around your throat to choke. I know it's scary, but that's the very thing I'm attentive to. If it comes to that, man, there's no stopping me to you. We all go a little mad sometimes, maybe because all the haters know how to push all the bad lines. Why? Because they just don't like who we are. So what? We are fine to become an inner star, yeah.
You don't understand me.
You don't understand me.
But if the feeling was right, you might comprehend me.
Comprehend me, yeah, come on.
You don't understand me.
You don't understand me.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
We are back. We are back. We are back. I'm still eating off that interview, but we back, man.
We're back.
That was dope, man. That was dope.
We're back.
Very back. So yeah, man, it is our favorite time of the show. You get to find out what's bothering Nikki.
All right.
What's bothering you, Nick?
You know what? I'm not even gonna wait. I'm just going to jump into it because this really has been bothering me.
What's that?
And I'm going to need my partner to help me figure this all out.
Okay.
Okay? So what's bothering me this week is this. How come you can't say what you mean and mean what you say?
So I think we lied.
How come people have a problem saying what they mean and meaning what they say? Let your yes be yes and let your no be no.
Maybe they don't know how to spell it.
I'm going to say it again. How come people have a problem? How come you can't say what you mean and mean what you say? Let your yes be yes and let your no be no.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like something, say you don't like it. If you like something, say you like it.
Mm-hmm.
Stop leaving the person thinking that you like something and you really don't like it, getting their hopes up high, thinking that they're going to get something from you when they're not.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like it, say you don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
If you like it, be honest, say you like it. One of the things I like about American Idol, and we talked about this last week, one of the things I liked about Simon Cowell, one of the things I like about Meghan Trainor and Charlie Walker, that they were honest.
Okay.
Okay?
Straightforward.
A little bit too straightforward, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But they were straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
They gave you what you needed to go back and do it again.
Mm-hmm.
If they did not like it, they said it. They let you know, I did not like it. I was not feeling that today. That wasn't your best. Your best is what I saw last week. So I need you to go back. I need you to figure it out, and I need you to come back and bring it. They told the truth. But today, we have people who, if they don't like it, oh, that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
You're definitely going to get a call back.
Right.
And the person walks out of the audition feeling good,
Right.
feeling like they're going to get that call back.
Right.
And that call back never comes. And then they see on the internet or they receive the email, we decided to go in another direction. But you said
Right.
that I was going to get this and I was going to get that.
Right. Or you don't get the email at all.
Or you don't get the email at all.
Right.
And it leaves you figuring what happened.
Right.
Now you have to piece together, figure out in your head what happened.
Right.
You know, why can't you say if you don't like something, you don't like it. If you like something, you like it. Or better yet, I liked it, but however, I don't have a character to fit you right now.
Or if you think that you're going to run into the possibility of reneging on what you said, maybe a preemptive way to deal with it is to not say nothing.
Exactly.
Don't even tell the person up front.
Don't even say anything.
Just make the decision.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, you know, as artists, you know, we run into a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've come to realize is that if I'm being told one thing, but your actions say another, I'm confused.
Right.
Now I feel deceived, and that bothers me.
Right.
You know, that bothers me because now it's like you're looking for something that is never going to come, and you thought it would.
Right. Right.
So I just need your help trying to figure out for, you know, the artists out there how to deal with that.
Well, I don't profess to have all the answers, but I definitely want to give the answer that I do have that can help to encourage, to inspire, to help people keep their focus. I am an advocate of preparation is going to aid your effort, and that is going to be one of the things that's going to help us as artists, entertainers, actors, and actresses to feel good about what we're stepping into. Handle what's in our control, and don't worry about what's not in our control.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I know when I was playing ball, one of the things I learned to do is to stay away from reading the newspapers.
Mm-hmm.
Because one minute they will be telling you was the best player since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next minute they were saying that you was the worst player to ever lace them up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm an advocate of working on my craft every day, getting better every day, staying humble, focus on enjoying the journey, working hard, because my effort is going to aid my preparation is going to aid my effort, and then handle what's in my control.
Mm-hmm.
And then once that's over with, what I try to do is, and I try to do this when I was playing basketball, whether you have a good game
Mm-hmm.
where you got 30 points
Mm-hmm.
and you won, or you got your 30 points and you lost, you have to let that moment go and start preparing for the next moment.
Okay.
And that will keep us, constantly looking forward to the next thing.
Okay.
But what I'm saying doesn't take away from the truth and reality and what you're sharing.
Yeah.
Let your yay be yay, let your nay be nay.
Mm-hmm.
And if you feel that, there's going to be a possibility that you could renege on something later, well, maybe you might not want to say something at all
Exactly.
to get people's hopes up high.
Exactly.
But what you're asking is, how do I deal with something that appears to be or sometimes is a constant in our art?
Right.
So we have to find a way. I remember we went on Sharonda's show in Darren, the Black Expo. We were talking about various different topics that affect African Americans, and one of the things I said on that show was, well, we know that there's certain things that are constant. Now we have to put the responsibility back on us. How do I deal with it so that I can be whole and productive
Right.
and continue to move forward?
Right. Right.
And so those things that I just shared are things that can allow us to be whole and productive and continue to move forward in the midst of sometimes things that can bring confusion,
Yeah.
disappointment,
And that's what it does.
discouragement.
It brings confusion, disappointment, and discouragement.
Right.
And it has the artist, walking away like, well, what happened? Because you said this
Right.
and you said that.
Right.
You did this and you did that.
Right.
Now, what happened?
Right. And one of the things I learned in basketball was a great piece of advice that was given to me. And that is, never let one man's opinion of you define you.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Absolutely.
somebody that's not as strong as you could have thrown in the towel and decided not to be an actress no more based on what somebody else said
Absolutely.
or promised them.
Absolutely.
You see, that they didn't get or reneged on.
Mm-hmm.
Never let one man's opinion of you define you. They said I would never play Division I basketball. I'm a 2-time NCAA champion.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because I determined that one man was not going to define me, and I take on that same attitude in acting. Because if my perspective is, if this person won't cast me, this person over here will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you don't get nominated Best Actress for Faith versus Mountain, Nikee-Warren,
Mm-hmm.
by accident.
Right.
I don't get nominated for Best Actor for Emergency Landing by accident. We didn't nominate ourselves.
Right.
So here's my last bit of advice. When you get in those situations where you are down based on what you explained,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you got to go look at your memorials. You got to go look at your trophies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Look at your awards.
Okay.
You got to go look at your rewards, because your awards will reinforce that, you know what, your definition of me, that's not me.
Right.
Based on what I didn't get, what I was supposed to get.
Right.
So sometimes go look at your awards.
Right.
Look at the trophies you won. Look at the championships you won.
Right.
That's it.
And that's very important. And somebody out there, one of our listeners, needed to hear
Yeah.
that.
Look at your
Because,
awards. Look at your resume.
We work very hard, at our craft.
That's right.
Our listeners work very hard at their craft as well. And,
Right.
they're looking for things just like we're looking for things.
And it is disheartening.
So
It's disheartening.
it's disheartening.
It is.
And,
We've all been
someone say that, hey, you want to get this, and then when the time comes for you to receive it, you don't.
You don't get it. It's disheartening.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but we just want to give folks tools to continue to move forward, move on, press on, Despite it.
Yep.
Good stuff, man.
That's good.
That's good
Good
stuff.
advice. Thank
Good,
you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
For chiming in again.
Look, that's right. We here to help each other, man. We're here to help each other.
Well, you know what? That was good. That was really good advice, Kev, and I truly appreciate it because someone needed to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I brought it up. All right?
Got you.
Yep. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, it's going to be time for my favorite part of the show, Kevin's Corner.
Dreams, don't let anything come in between. If this is something you wanna do, push everything to make it come true. Rise from the bottom to the top. Send your message when you're ready to drop. If someone tells you anything different, just push them away. You're truly gifted. Put everything on the line. Your dreams, yo. Put everything on the line. Our dreams, come on. Put anything on the line. Your destiny. Put everything on the line. Our destiny. Struggle and strive. Keep that dream alive. Don't let it go, cause it will truly die. If you wanna be something, don't do nothing. Time goes faster and it ain't a bluffing. Your heart and soul, then go for that goal. What's your future in front of you? Unfold. See, I told you all. Now to follow your dreams. It's not easy as it seems. So much dedication. Don't sit there waiting. It's not gonna come to you from being lazy. It's time and effort. Don't be shady. Or if so, then this isn't the stage to see. Move on to something different. Move on to something new. Don't walk without group. Don't walk in our shoes. But if you wanna work hard and be true, I've got your back, cause I'm proud of you. Come on. Put everything on the line. Your dreams, yo. Put everything on the line. Our dreams, come on. Put anything on the line. Your destiny. Put everything on the line. Our destiny. Put everything on the line. Your dreams, yo. Put everything on the line. Our dreams, come on. Put anything on the line. Your destiny. Put everything on the line. Our destiny.
You're listening to the Kevin and Nikki Show on iHeartRadio.
All right. We are back. We are back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now it's time for my favorite part of the show. I'm going to get my record here.
I got you. I believe you.
Listen, I'm gearing up because I'm going, me and Mugzy, we're going to go at it.
Oh, my goodness. You going to be a background singer for Mugzy?
We're going to be freestyling.
They're going to be freestyling?
We're going to be battling.
Okay.
Listen, this going to be some clean battle right here.
I got
we ain't going to be cutting no, we ain't going to cut each other.
Okay, I got you. So wait a minute. So you want freestyle again?
Yes.
Oh, look, man, I thought you was going to team up with them.
Why do I always have to team up with somebody? I want
to battle. Okay. All right. We might have to
I stood all up in
the... Why you don't wait till the man hang up before you start chatting? You know what I'm saying? You talk all that junk while you're on the phone. Back out, wait for him to hang up, and then you want to... Well, look, we might have to set that one up on the show. You know what I'm saying? But anyway...
I battle you right now.
Listen, we can go. We can skip Kevin's corner.
I battle you right now.
Look, we can skip...
But somebody needs Kevin's corner.
See how she do? See how she do? She be backing out and stuff.
Somebody needs to get
You weren't expecting me to cut Kevin's corner out. Hey, look, let's just freestyle right now.
You know. All right.
We can't cut Kevin.
All right.
We can go at it though, but I'm.
All right. But anyway, it's time for Kevin's Corner. It's that portion of the show. We just want to motivate you, encourage you, inspire you, and make the world a better place, man. Because we understand that there's greatness in you, and we want to see that greatness come out.
Yeah.
So I saw a post that said, "Some people dream about success, and others wake up and work toward it."
Yes.
And, you kind of heard that theme come out in the interview. But I want to talk about going after your dreams, man. You've heard of the show, the AMC show, hit show, The Walking Dead. Well, if I can kind of borrow from, that title, I believe that the true walking dead of the earth are those that live and die without having accomplished, or at least going after, one dream. I believe that every human being has greatness in them. You may know it, you may not know it. A lot of times you can find your greatness by looking at those areas of your pain that you want to relieve. Like Mugzy talked about how he struggled with identity and the pain of, which way am I going to go? And so he found a way to use that experience to alleviate the pain in other teenagers. So sometimes your pain, when it's been positively interpreted within yourself,
right?
Because if it's not, you're going to throw negativity on other people. You can find out where your greatness lies in that, or check into your passions. What is it that gets you up in the morning? What is it that makes you go to bed thinking about that thing or doing it, or I can't wait to get back up tomorrow to jump back into it again? And and that's what acting is for Nikki and I.
Right.
It's because it's kind of like hip hop. It's a culture.
Right.
It's a lifestyle, and we want to think about it on our way to bed. We want to think about it when we get up. Can't wait to get up so that we can start working towards it. What is that thing that gets you up in the morning? And there might be somebody out there listening that think that you're too old. They need so many grandparents for actors and actresses. It's not funny.
They sure do.
We go on sets all the time and see people in their 60s, 70s, 80s that are doing acting, getting screen time, getting lines, and enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
What the lady from Soul Food, Arma P. I can't remember her name. But
we went to an audition, remember, and there were some seniors there for the senior role.
Absolutely.
That they were trying to get.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think her name was Irma P. Wilson.
I think so.
The lady from Soul Food.
Yeah.
She played in Changing the Game. Shout out to Rel Dowdell. It's never too late to dream.
Never too late.
And if your dream is to be an NBA player, an NFL player, a rapper, or a singer, entertainer, but stick to it.
Don't give up.
Get involved in it.
Yes.
Or, I remember my dad used to tell me, whatever you decide to be, just be the best at it. You might just want to be a police officer or a crossing guard or a social worker. Be the best that you can be, but let it be your dream. And you know how you can tell people who don't have a dream? You always have some drama that involves somebody else.
Always.
Involves somebody else.
Always.
Because Nikki can attest to this. When you have a dream, it's going to harness your life.
Yep.
It's going to harness your focus. It's going to harness who you hang around. It's going to harness who you don't hang around. It's going to harness the negativity you don't want to get involved in and the positivity that you do want to get involved in because you focus on your dream. People that don't have a dream tend to be, in a lot of cases, critics of other people's dreams.
All the time.
Don't have a dream the first, almost literal, walking dead.
Don't want nothing.
Don't want no dream.
Not trying to get it.
Not trying to get something.
And don't want you to have it.
And don't want you to have a dream either. And not only do you need to have a dream, beware of dream crashers and dream stealers.
Yes.
There's greatness in you. There's greatness in you.
Yes.
We just want to tell you, go for it.
And to your point, remember we talked about keeping our business to ourselves,
right,
and not telling our goals, our dreams, and aspirations to anybody. They'll see it later.
Let them see you on TV. Let them hear you on the radio.
Yes.
Let them see you in the stage play.
Keep it to yourself. Some things you are not supposed to just open your mouth and constantly tell. Keep it to yourself.
That's right. You may want to be a janitor. I've seen a janitor sweep the floor with such pride, a smile on his face, but that was his dream. but that school looks spick and span. I know that. So no matter how big or how small your dream is, keep your dream. Keep it to yourself, like Nick said. But dream big. Reach for the planet, and guess what? If you miss, guarantee you, if you keep reaching on the way there, you'll grab a star. It ain't bad.
That's right.
That's it.
Just give me a piece of it. You hear me? What's that thing?
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Teamwork makes the dream.
Yes, it does. With that, you grab one of those stars, baby. You're going to
Yeah. All right, man. Great show. We want to give a shout out to all our listeners, man. Thank you so much from the top, middle, and bottom of our heart for tuning in every week, for following us, for chiming in on our Facebook group page. We want to give a shout out to everybody all over the world.
People all over the world.
People all over the world. So listen,
you better go ahead.
You ain't know. Go ahead. Yeah, I got. Listen, I'm actor-Kevin-D-benton. Hit me up on Facebook, actor-Kevin-D-benton. I'm on Twitter, @Kevin-D-benton. Follow, man. I'll follow back. You know what I mean?
Yes, and you can find me on Facebook, Nikee-Warren, a.k.a. Funk Mix Master Nikki, a.k.a. rapper, freestyler.
Oh, my goodness.
About to shut it down. You know. You want to rap battle me, holler at me.
You're supposed to be handling the order. You losing focus. Join the Facebook group page. Go ahead, you got it. You back on track now?
I'm back on track.
All right, go ahead.
You want to battle?
Nope.
Okay. I'm not going to do it. All
right.
All right. Follow us on Twitter, The Kevin-Nikee Show. Join our group on Facebook, The Kevin and Nikee Show. Hit me up on Twitter, @NikkeeWarren. And you can also hit me up on Instagram. Hello, I'm Nikki. That's HELLOIMNIKEE. Yeah. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns regarding the show. All right. Yeah, I'm still sharing.
Sharing is caring.
Hit us up on the Kevin and Nikee Show at yahoo.com. You have any comments? You want to chime in on what's bothering Nikki, Kevin's Corner. You want to send us a letter. Send it over to the Kevin and Nikee Show at yahoo.com. We will read it on the air. And guess what? Hey, what's bothering you, it probably bother me too.
Yeah, as long as I ain't got no cuss words.
Yeah, no profane. This is a family show.
No tearing people down.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
But we will respond.
Yes, we will respond.
And we will read some letters over there. You know, we got some fan. If we got some fan mail, we'll read them.
Yes, fan mail. We will definitely be reading that on the air.
We definitely will.
Yes.
We want everybody to be encouraged, be inspired, and we out.
So we are out of here. Here's the Kevin and Nikee Show on iHeartRadio, and we're out.
When I started to rap and I was on this journey, every day I feel like I was learning. You made me feel like my future was burning, but I'm here right now, yeah, I'm worthy. When I started to rap and I was on this journey, every day I feel like I was learning. You made me feel like my future was burning, but I'm here right now, yeah, I'm worthy. Misery is how it started, no scenery or harvest. I always tread a tear or heartless. Pain became a darkness, hit me when I was 15. Had no future, had no dream, until everyone pushed me in between. Then hip-hop, yeah, was my scene. I found something to find myself, to get me out of this live in hell. I got back up, come on, when I fell, and said the truth on what I had to tell. A new man with discipline, when the culture had witnessed my sin, I felt that I had to shine within, show the world that I was ready to begin, almost about to be given in, until hip-hop gave me a new beginning. When I started to rap and I was on this journey, every day I feel like I was learning. You made me feel like my future was burning, but I'm here right now, yeah, I'm worthy. When I started to rap and I was on this journey, every day I feel like I was learning. You made me feel like my future was burning, but I'm here right now, yeah, I'm worthy. Dropped down rhymes but needed material, started writing songs and hit the was so surreal. Felt like a proposition on what they built. Over a 2-year period I made ride or die. When it came out I thought the gangster style was my life. Now looking back I'm ashamed, should've thought twice. Just want to live like the odds in my mind. Guess it made me walk more around like a joke. Even when I got that fake respect I lied, kill my hopes. Time to go back to the raps and suicide notes. I was alone again and I couldn't cope in an atmosphere full of pain. While I tried to make a difference in my place, seemed like a disgrace. People tried to kill my fate, all because I don't appeal to your taste. When I started to rap and I was on this journey, every day I feel like I was learning. You made me feel like my future was burning, but I'm here right now, yeah, I'm worthy. When I started to rap and I was on this journey, every day I feel like I was learning. You made me feel like my future was burning, but I'm here right now, yeah, I'm worthy. But no, after all, hip-hop had my mindset. I learned more about the culture to build my rep. The founding fathers, the 4 elements to take me further. First you got rap, then you got DJ, breaking with the B-boys, graffiti on the freeway. I started meeting groups who love the culture.
You have been listening to the Kevin and Nikki Show on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, iTunes, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and much, much more.